Alright, Jaxel here. If you guys have been watching my stream for the past few days, you may have noticed that I've been playing a new game. That would be The Walking Dead. And, I've been playing it because everybody's been recommending it. Specifically, the person who actually made me pick it up is Brian Brushwood at Schwood on Twitter. Also part of Twitch TV network. He plays video games, does frame rate, etc., stuff like that. Before I go on with this video, I'm going to say that most of my work I do in videos is live during streaming, so I don't do a lot of post editing, and it's kind of hard to do the live editing while you're also talking on camera, so I'm just not going to do it, and I'm lazy, and only about 500 people are going to watch this video, so there's no reason for me to put all this effort into it. So it's just going to be me talking, and I'm going to, go bleh. It's no editing, no videos, whatnot. I'll just do things on my computer. If you haven't been watching it live, you can always go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jaxel, and you can see all the videos that I've been playing. I've got like 5,000 videos at this point, something like that. I have a playlist at the top, The Walking Dead. It's got all 5 episodes conveniently separated, plus this video, the final thoughts. It's going to be up there. If you do want to watch me when I play video games live, you can always go to my Twitch, twitch.tv/8wayrun. I've got a lot of subscribers. I'm always hoping to get more. I don't only play fighting games, but you do see a lot of fighting game tournaments on my channel. As long as you subscribe to my Twitter, though, I'll always be posting when I'm playing something that's not fighting games. For instance, I've been posting each time that I started up on The Walking Dead. It's been here. I've been posting it on the Twitter. The Twitter. Yeah, I'm that guy. I've got the internet. No, it's a series of tubes. Yes, okay. So, yeah, I make that mistake even sometimes too. But like I said, The Walking Dead, I got the PS3 version because I like disc copies of the game. It's a DLC game. You can get it on PS3, Xbox, and PC. But I like disc copies. I mean, if something's going to be available on disc, I'm going to get it on disc. There are a lot of games I have in that box over there, which I'm currently cleaning up because I'm getting the flooring put in my room. That's why all my racks and stuff are empty. But, there are a lot of games I have on DLC, and I've rebought because they made a disc copy, like Plants vs. Zombies or Journey. That should have won Game of the Year, not this. But we'll get into this in a moment. Before we get into The Walking Dead, the game, I want to talk about The Walking Dead, the TV series. Now, I have not been a fan of the TV series. When the first season was coming out, my friends and I, we would actually come over to my house. We'd sit on all the couches, and we'd play Catan or Munchkin or Battlestar Galactica board games, Itadaki Street on the PS2. We would play these games, and when 9 o'clock came along, we'd shut everything down and we'd watch The Walking Dead. This lasted for the first season, and that's simply because I didn't like the show, and I was not going to invite people over to watch it again for the second season. They loved it, though. They're a lot more into comics and zombie stories than I am. I'm not. I've got something against zombie stories, so I understand that I walked into the show, not really caring about it because it has zombies in it. The show had excellent writing. I will definitely give it that. But the problem is, the excellent writing made me care about these characters. When the characters were interacting with the other characters, I really liked the show. I thought it was great at those points. But the moment zombies came on screen, I lost it. I couldn't pay attention anymore. Zombies, to me at least, is the laziest type of storytelling. Whenever a zombie shows up, at least the shambling, slow-moving zombies, they're not scary. They're not 28 Days Later zombies. They're really easy to defend against. You hunker down, you get supplies, end of story. You can survive that way. They're not very scary because they're not smart. They can't do things like the rest of us can. But the problem is, if people acted realistically to these slow-moving, shambling zombies the way that I would expect them to in real life, the movie, the TV show, the plot would not move along. It would be stagnant, and I understand that you need to somehow get the plot moving. Sometimes they do it with, like raids from other camps. They're going to come and start shit. That does happen. That even happens in Walking Dead, I believe. I haven't watched past the first season, so I don't know if it does. But more often than not, when it comes to zombie stories, rather than moving the plot along with human interacting with other humans, they'd move the plot along by making these seemingly smart characters act stupid. And that seems to be the most common way to get the plot moving. Just these smart people, they're zombies, now they're scared, they can act stupid now because they're scared. It's like, and I don't find that compelling storytelling. Great storytelling, and then you dumb it down to something as simple, as base, as instinctful as that. I can't watch it anymore, and that's one of the reasons why I had to stop watching the series, because as much as I loved every other episode, it was the in-between episodes where zombies were involved. I didn't want to deal with that just to get to the human interaction. So I haven't read the comic, so I don't know how that works. I hear the comic and the TV show are different. I don't know. Don't really care, because it's zombies. Don't care about zombies. The other problem I have is Telltale Games. They are the people who make the game. Telltale, that's the symbol right there. As someone who grew up on point-and-click adventure games, I recently watched a documentary called Jiro Dreams of Sushi. It's about this guy who's been making sushi for 75 years, and because of it, he has discerned a palate, an appetite that really you can only get from doing things over and over and over again. So he knows what sushi tastes good because he's been eating sushi his entire life. I've been playing point-and-click adventure games my entire life. I grew up on point-and-click adventure games. They are my genre. It's the type of games I like. The high storytelling, single-player experiences. I love it. If you saw my recent interview with Chris Bond, where we talked about single-player games and how much I love them, I talk about how I think Heavy Rain is what I think is the best game of this generation. Simply because it goes back to that point-and-click adventure milieu. And some of my favorite games of all time is The Longest Journey from Ragnar Tornquist and Funcom. Broken Sword, I forgot who made that game, but it's French, so I wasn't going to be able to pronounce it correctly anyways. The Leisure Suit Larry series from Al Lowe, the Monkey Island series from LucasArts. Let's see, is that Ron Gilbert? Ron Gilbert, yes. Grim Fandango from Tim Schafer. A lot of the other games from Ron Gilbert and Tim Schafer. I love them all. They're fantastic. So I know my point-and-click adventure games. Gabriel Knight from Sierra. Sierra is one of my favorite companies growing up. And once point-and-click adventure games start falling out of favor because we could start getting some real gameplay to go along with those stories, people didn't like the whole pixel hunting thing, because you have to search around the screen for let's pick up that DVD case right there on the screen. Now, how would you know it was that specific DVD case? You have to go through each one. People don't like that because the one you need is never outset on the cell. You never knew what it was. You had to find little small things on the screen. And that's why point-and-click adventure games are not that popular. Now, Heavy Rain got rid of that. They said, we're not going to do any pixel hunting. All your actions are going to be lit up on the screen. You know exactly what you can touch. Walking Dead, they did things a little differently than that. They still kept the pixel hunt, especially if you're playing the game on hard mode. But if you play it on easier mode, the pixels would actually light up once your cursor gets close to it. And that was nice. It makes it more accessible to new players. But Telltale, when everyone else stopped doing point-and-click adventure games, Sierra Games crumbled, LucasArts crumbled. Well, their point-and-click adventure with Ron Gilbert, their point-and-click adventure division crumbled. Telltale picked up the slack. Now you'd say that's a good thing. Someone's still doing point-and-click adventures. Not really, because the Telltale games have never been good. They've got a pedigree of nothing but bad games, bad gameplay, bad storytelling, and they've taken these once proud series that I loved. For instance, like Tales of Monkey Island. The first two Monkey Island games, they had that scum LucasArts style, which everybody loved. The third Monkey Island game played more like a Sierra game, which is why most people didn't like it, but I loved it because I grew up on Sierra games mostly. So Monkey Island 3 took the great stories of Monkey Island 1 and 2 and combined it with the great gameplay of Leisure Suit Larry, and I think it's the best Monkey Island game that has been released yet. Monkey Island 4, let's pretend that doesn't exist. Monkey Island 5 by Telltale Games, you may know it as Tales of Monkey Island. I think it was their first episodic game. I'm not sure. Don't hold me on that. I have not played Sam and Max. People tell me that's a great game, but when I don't like the rest of Telltale's games, I'm gonna have a hard time going back to play Sam and Max. But that game was, oh jeez, it was. And I know the people who made Monkey Island 5 are also a lot of the people who worked on Monkey Island 4. And Monkey Island 4 was such a bad game, but Telltale, not good games. The recent Back to the Future game, not good. Their CSI games, not good. They're doing a lot of branded stuff these days, and generally it's all crap. Now, people have been saying that this is Telltale's best game. I have to agree with them, but that's not saying much because Telltale's not a good company. But people are also saying this is an amazing game, and I can see where they're coming from. Playing the game, I did not like chapters 1 through 4. I thought they were slow moving, they were plotting. I felt the decision making really didn't make much of a difference. And I talk about Heavy Rain. The decisions you make in Heavy Rain, they make a difference. That the game changes. You can play the game one time, play the game a second time, it's different the second time. Play the game a third time, it's different a third time. Lend the game to your friends. They come back and you explain the game they played, and it's completely different than the game you played once you passed the first few hours. And The Walking Dead, generally, you can make a decision, but it's not going to change the story at all. All it's going to change is the way the people, the characters in the game, react to each other. Which, as I said before, with the TV show, is one of the things I liked about the game. The way that the characters react with each other, fantastic. Now, the last chapter, now I see why people are saying Game of the Year material, because the last chapter was fantastic. But it's not fantastic while you're playing it. I mean, I was playing it, and I was playing it live on stream, but I was silent for like the past hour because, it really did put you in that moment. It did keep you there. It did heighten your emotions. But at the same time, everything was predictable. The final scene of the game, I call that in the first scene, well, not the first scene, but in the first scene when Lee Everett met Clementine, you knew that Lee was going to die. You knew that Lee was going to give his life to save Clementine. It's the only outcome that was possible in the zombie setting. It's like having Pavlov's gun, not Pavlov, Chekhov's gun on the screen in Act 1. It has to be fired by the end of Act 3. You know he was going to die. Now, if you really want to throw a twist, what you would have done is made Clementine die and made you have to kill Clementine. Because Clementine was an absolutely beautiful character, one of the best characters I could think of in maybe ever. In all of gaming, I think Clementine is one of the most believable and human characters that I've ever seen. I mean, even more so than who is the little kid in Final Fantasy 13? Final Fantasy 13, not a good game. I think his name was Hope. Nobody liked Hope. I loved Hope. I thought Hope was a great character because he was very human. I felt that you put a child in that situation, he would have acted that way. He's the way I expected a human to act. As a child, it's how I think I would have acted. And that's why I thought Hope was a great character. And I think Clementine was the same way. But the way they did the interaction with her and her voice actor was so good that she was such a wonderful character. And when you play the game, it really made you care for this character. You loved Clementine. You did not want anything bad to happen to her. Fuck everybody else. But something bad happens to Clementine and I will fuck you up. That kind of shit. So if they really wanted to pull on your heartstrings, they would have... Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Spoiler alert. I know it's too late at this point, but I'm sorry. I mean, it's the final thoughts on a playthrough of a video game. There's going to be spoilers. If you're still watching, you can't really blame me. So, Clementine, absolutely fantastic. If they had made it so Clementine died at the end and Lee Everett had to kill her, that would have touched me here. I mean, people tell me that they cried in this game at the end. I didn't because I saw the ending coming. It's a choose-your-own-adventure book, so not only did I see it coming, I sort of steered the game towards that path. Like, I knew she was going to have to do it, so I was trying to man her up to kill me at the end. I guess maybe not consciously I did it, but subconsciously I did it. Um, but I do see why people see Game of the Year, because while I was playing the game, except for the last chapter, I was not enjoying it. I thought it was a slog. The gameplay was not good. It is a point-and-click adventure, but it is a bad point-and-click adventure. It reminds me of the game Folklore, the American title, where when that game came out, I had a lot of friends who recommended it to me. They're like, hey, you love point-and-click adventure games. You're going to like this game because it's like a point-and-click adventure game. It's got that story. It's got that mystery. It's got those puzzles like Gabriel Knight or Broken Sword. And then it's got present-day gameplay, so it doesn't have that stupid pixel hunting. But it was not a good game. I mean, people loved it who have not played point-and-click adventures. Like, if you've played a point-and-click adventure in the past and you liked point-and-click adventures, you did not like Folklore. It was generally the people who didn't play point-and-click adventures who thought that this was what great point-and-click adventures was, who liked the game. And I guess it's hard to... It goes back to that discerning palette thing I was talking about before. And I feel the same with games like Tales of Symphonia or Tales of the Abyss. These are the two worst Tales games I have ever played. But people loved them. And I think that's because they've never played a Tales game before. It's that discerning palette. You know, me and my friend Neo Outlaw, we've played Tales games. We played them growing up. We've played a lot of them before playing those two games. And we're like, this is not good. I don't understand how you can tolerate this game. I've got people who have convinced to go back to Tales of the Abyss and Tales of Symphonia after they've played other games like Tales of Eternia, Tales of Destiny, or Tales of Fantasia, and they're like, yeah, I couldn't get through it the second time. It was not good. And, you know, it's because you have to develop that palette. And The Walking Dead, the gameplay is not there. It's not a point-and-click adventure. There's no mysteries. There's no puzzles to solve. It's just a movie where you hit X. Now, I spoke about Telltale, and I talked about how their gameplay is always bad. Their gameplay and writing is always bad. Now, the bad gameplay, this game is made by them, so the bad gameplay is there. It's what I expected of a Telltale game, bad gameplay. Even more amazing is that this copy of the game, this disc copy, had memory leaks on the PS3. I didn't think that was possible. How do you have a memory leak on the PS3? Now, with memory leaks on the PS3, I imagine there are memory leaks on the PC as well. But on the PC, we have like 8, 16, 32 gigs of RAM. So, plus we have the virtual memory. So the chances of seeing a memory leak is a lot more slim. But there were points where I had to restart my PS3 to clear up the memory leaks in this game. And you can see this if you go back to the videos on my YouTube channel. You go to the playlist, you can actually see towards the end of each of these videos, I start getting memory leaks. Because once I reached the 2-hour mark, it just became intolerable. So the bad gameplay is there, but the game is not written by Telltale. They went to outside people. I'm not exactly sure who wrote the game, but I think it's someone related to either the TV show or the comic, and those have had great writing. So the story was good. The writing was excellent. The way the characters dealt with each other was excellent. And you talk about The Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Great stories have good endings and good beginnings. Now, I don't think that matters anymore. At least when it comes to books, generally books are cheap. A lot of them you get free, they're hand-me-down. Good beginnings, good ends. You need that good beginning to catch people, and you need that good ending to leave a lasting impression. Video games are different. You have to spend money on these things. So you don't need a good beginning anymore. People are going to stick around and they're going to continue playing simply for the fact that they spent money playing this game. They're going to want to get their money's worth. So the beginning of this game, not good. It's the first 4 chapters, not good. But the ending was fantastic. And because of this ending, the game really stays in your mind. Like I said, I didn't have a good time enjoying the game. I mean, playing the game. I did not enjoy it. I thought it was a slog. It was boring. It was bad gameplay. I felt like all I was doing was they show me a cutscene, I click X. They show me a next cutscene, they give me a dialogue choice, I click whatever button, slightly varying dialogues, and that was it. What point was I getting at? I completely forgot. Oh yes, But the ending was so good that once I put the ending down, I put the game down, I went to sleep, I woke up this morning, did my morning rituals, I was eating breakfast, and all I could do is think about the game and think about how great the experience was. And yet, I didn't enjoy it while I was playing it. It's only afterwards, when I think back about the experience, that I think about how good of an experience it was. And that's a far cry from something like Journey, where Journey, the end of Journey, that was a religious experience for me. And I'm atheist. I felt like I discovered Jesus, and I'm atheist. So, I wanted to fall to my knees and start praying when I saw the ending of Journey. This game, the ending happened, I put the game out, I said, alright, I'm done, I can stop playing this game now. But I come back to it, and it really invokes thought rather than feelings at the end. At least for me. I know a lot of people had those feelings at the end, but I didn't have them. I only had the thought afterwards. And when the game was coming out, even up to the final chapter, the game was not getting good reviews. It was getting 8 out of 10s, 4 out of 5. Well, those are good reviews. It was not getting great reviews. It wasn't getting Game of the Year level reviews. But it's only now, like a month later, that the whole thing is completed, that everyone's suddenly saying Game of the Year. And I think it's because of that ending that stayed in your mind and had a more lasting impression than we see in other games. Like Journey didn't have a lasting impression. It had that impression that day, and maybe the week after, but I can see the impression of this game sticking around for a long time. But at the same time, I wonder if 6 or 7 months from now, people are still going to have the feelings about this game that I do about like Heavy Rain. Probably, though. Probably. So, the story was good. Gameplay was not. If you're new to point-and-click adventures, maybe you'll like it. If you're new to video games, you'll probably love it. If you've been playing video games a long time, you've been playing point-and-click adventures a long time, I'm not sure if you're going to like this game. Maybe you're going to say, there's no real gameplay here. Maybe you're going to say, this isn't a good point-and-click adventure game like I did. But, if you like The Walking Dead, you're new to video games, I cannot recommend this game enough. It was a good game. I wouldn't say a great game. I definitely don't think Game of the Year material, but it did leave that lasting impression. It was sort of like Demon Souls or Dark Souls, where while you're playing the game, you get anxious, it's twisting your stomach in like a knot. You don't want to play the game anymore. While you're playing Dark Souls or Demon Souls, all you can think of is, I want to get through this point, beat this boss so I can take a rest, put this game down, and back away from it because I don't want to play it anymore. But the moment you put that controller down, you're thinking, oh my god, that was exhilarating, I need to get back to that. And I can see The Walking Dead the same way, and I could definitely see why people liked it. For me though, it's not a game I'm going to play a second time. The music you can hear in the background of this video is really good, very touching, and I think the real winner of this game is either Clementine. Actually, it's Clementine and the music. Clementine was fantastic, and the music really created this sense of melancholy that you can hear right now. And I remember, I remember when Lost came out. My friend KDZ, he would sometimes watch Lost and would have those moments where it was just like constant drum beating, and he always said like, this is artificial hype. I'm only getting hyped because of the music, but music is so essential to gaming, and the music in this game, it really expresses what the creators of the game wanted you to feel. And altogether, it's a great piece, but still not a good game. But it works as a game. So you see a lot of these times where video game writers, movie and television writers, they will write a video game, and it generally doesn't turn out good because the game writing style and movie or television writing style, even movie and television writing style, is different. So game writing style is even more different than the rest of that. But the reason why this works is because it's someone writing it like a television show. and the game is not a game. It's a television show. It's not a game. There's no gameplay here. If the TV show was more like this, maybe I would enjoy it more. And you know, where I would put the game, I would put it as a good game. For the price of the game, $30. Yeah, I'll have to say go for it, but I think it's a love it or hate it. Like I said, I won't be playing the game again. I'm gonna get back to other games soon. Anyway, so like I said before, if you want to watch more of my videos, just head to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JaxelRod. URL's up here. You can always see my past Walking Dead videos right here. You want to see me play some of my games live, just head to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/8wayrun. It is Tuesday right now. We do have a break weekly every Tuesday night, which is already set up. I don't know what number it is. I'll find out later tonight. Throughout the week, I often do play other games. Wednesday nights, me and Hacker have a Dark Souls Wednesday. It's his first time playing through the game. I've played it 4 or 5 times now. And tomorrow, we actually go into Uncharted territory with the DLC. Since he's never played it, and I've never played it before, so I won't be able to give him any advice on it. Don't forget to join in live if you want to experience that. You can also subscribe to my Twitter if you want to get information about the big videos I put up or the random events. Normally, I don't tweet out my weekly events because they happen every week. People who want to see them want to see them. But like playing The Walking Dead, I've been tweeting it out all weekend. And of course, you know, follow me on Twitters, follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube. It does help me in the long run. The more viewers I can have, the better. I do try to interact with my audience. I mean, I'm doing these videos for you guys. If you want to see more videos, all you gotta do is come to the channel, talk. I do interact with you guys. I do talk with the chat room while I play. I do actually read all the YouTube comments, although most of them are crap. The interesting thing is I've been getting generally positive reviews for all these point-and-click adventure and one-off games I've been doing on my YouTube, which is weird because I see the fighting game videos I put up, and almost all the comments are negative. But the Walking Dead videos, the Secret World videos, all these other games like Half Minute Hero, all these other games I put up, the reviews are generally always positive, which I really nice to see. I just wish more people would watch these videos. I guess people like the hate. You know, if you can't be a troll in the video, people don't care, I guess. But if you can interact more, I do read the comments. I generally don't respond to them because you're YouTube monsters. The Twitch TV, the chat room, I always do read that. Generally not during tournaments will I respond. I always don't let the commentators read it because it's generally always negative. But I do read it. I am there. I always see it. And if you like my videos, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Oh, I completely forgot. I'm at, let's see how many I'm at. I'm at 9,660 followers on Twitch. I'm going to start giving away prizes once I reach 10,000. So the sooner we can get that, the better. And, you know, if you want to have some requests for what games you want to see me play in the future, generally I don't play FPSs. I am going to be playing Far Cry. I know it's an FPS, but, you know, it's story-based. I've been hearing nothing but good things about it. I like games that are story. I generally don't like open-world games. But, so you want to put a request, send me a message on Twitter. I do try to interact with it. That was a pretty loud sound from that song. You know, I do like to hear from people. I do like talking, as you can tell. And once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow and subscribe.